Life doesn't accommodate us. Life shatters us. Every seed has a casing that it breaks. And if it didn't break the casing, it would have no fruition. It wouldn't survive. Our lives aren't designed, or I should say the world doesn't work. The world doesn't exist to work. The world exists for the raising of consciousness. And life is therefore neither for fun or enjoyment, but it's to build the integrity of our spirits. This is a great struggle, but it's one that I have to take on to myself. A struggle that brings wholeness to our spirits. There's an old story about the trolls that used to come up in the spring around Valhalla. This is a Nordic myth, Icelandic myth, if you will, and it was the basis of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings and so forth, and the topic of Richard Wagner's opera. There's a score on back there that I was sharing with a friend recently of this set of operas called The Ring of the Nibelung. Well, the story goes that every spring, Wotan, the chief god, had to go around the outer perimeter, outside the walls of Valhalla where the gods lived, and beat back the evil trolls. And they were quite a nuisance. And once he actually caught the chief troll, and he got him in a death grip. And he said to the troll, "I'm going to kill you, so I'll be free of your evil. But before I kill you, tell me the secret of defeating you and your other trolls." And the troll said to Wotan, "First, before I will tell you the secret, first you have to pluck out one eye." So Wotan, being the self-sacrificing hero, did so, and he said to the chief troll, "Well, now, what is the secret of defeating the trolls?" And Wotan asked him, and the troll said, "The secret is that you have to watch for evil with both eyes, because it's ever present." Well, the story is about our psyches, our journey in this life. And the trolls are depression, insecurity, fears of all sorts. Most people are depressed at some time in their life, if not always, and don't talk about it. People live their lives in fear of all sorts of things. These are the trolls. And it requires effort to beat them back. But they will never go away. And the hero in the form of Wotan, is the person who sacrifices his life for the good and the benefit and the very lives of others. I'd like to say something about our relationship to good and evil, and the idea that others really help us in this journey. The hero in particular. We say the hero gives his life for others. Jesus' life was lived out of this and many others. It's parents sacrificing for children, of course, is common. And this heroic life is led by many who are unheralded, untalked about. Well, some people find it difficult to understand the idea of our weakness and our sins, if you will, being atoned for somehow, and being cured, one might say, by the efforts of others. I would suggest the battlefield is a way to understand this. It's helped me a lot. The battlefield is a place where people settle things once and for all. Like duels used to be. When the battle is over and the living and the dead are counted, it's the living who in some way feel that those who didn't make it, those who died, are the ones that saved them, that redeemed their lives, so that the good can continue. And this is the reason for following one's dreams, for making an effort to confront those forces in us that undo us and really undo the good. Now, I have offered many times at churches and other gatherings to lead a discussion on the 6 questions of Socrates. And whenever I say that, people begin to glaze over and say, "Oh no, anything but that," and there goes John again, and that's usually the end of it. Socrates, when you think about it, never wrote anything that we know of. Went down to the town square, the Agora, and just got into arguments with people. His wife is regarded, probably wrongly, but as a person who just didn't understand this. Xantippe was her name, and so forth. Her husband would leave every morning, get into arguments with people, usually about the existence of God, and come home. He was a stone cutter. He was a soldier before that, fought in the various conflicts that his countrymen had, and at the end of his life went to the Agora, and never asked for money for people that he talked to, and that he helped with these insoluble problems. What were his questions? Well, his chief question was, what is the good? Another question is, what is virtue? What is heroic, and so forth. There are actually more than 6 questions, but there were these ultimate questions about things that mattered, that really matter. He was finally accused of perverting the youth, and he was sentenced to death by drinking the hemlock, drinking poison. He was 69 years old. I'm now 70 years old. He didn't make it to the biblical 70 years and 10 because he stood on principle. He was accused of atheism. Atheism in the sense of not believing in the pagan gods. And there's an account of this, Phaedo, called Phaedo. Phaedo was the man who went on Plato's behalf. Plato was about 27 at the time, 27 years old, sent Phaedo to be with Socrates. And Phaedo is an account of Socrates' last day. And he spent that whole day arguing for a belief in some kind of a power that we would call God now. He never named it that but he up till he couldn't walk anymore. The poison kills you from the feet up. Eventually gets to your heart and death follows. But if you could read Phaedo in about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and it's a remarkable account of a principled man doing what I try to do each day, and what I try to teach others is really important.